show has been made possible with the support of Bet365 affiliates for sports betting, casino, bingo, and poker. Howdy, partners, and thanks for streaming another edition of APCW Perspectives. Last week, we had a lazy summer's afternoon worth of gambling news to report. This week doesn't feel so much like summer, and it's anything but lazy. So grab hold of your butts with both hands, and let's get started in the United Kingdom, where land-based casinos and betting shops had been scheduled to reopen August 1st following their coronavirus shutdown. Now, however, that date has been pushed back by a minimum of 2 weeks, probably longer. Perhaps UK authorities are now paying attention to what's been happening with casino openings in Macau and Las Vegas post-COVID-19. But some betting shops in the UK will never reopen, as William Hill has announced plans to permanently close nearly 120 shops, saying that the retail betting business will never be the same post-coronavirus. And while I don't necessarily agree that things will never return to normal, I do admit that it may take years to get there. The decision to close these shops was made despite the tax refund they received for £230 million, or just north of $300 million. So evidently these shops in question must have been hemorrhaging cash even before the closures. And as if it's not obvious to us all, Will Hill seems far more interested in new opportunities on this side of the pond. Yeah, their focus has clearly shifted to online gambling and their expanding presence in America. And you know what? With all the crap going down with regulation in the UK, who could really blame them for wanting to reduce their dependency on that market? Speaking of which, we'll have more to say about that in the second half of our show. Hey, welcome back. Before we discuss the latest regulatory crap turd to float to the surface in the UK, I did want to confirm what I, and undoubtedly many of you, had already suspected for some time, and that is the cancellation of the IGB Amsterdam event in September. It seemed optimistic to me when they moved it back from July. But then, when the Global Gaming Expo canceled their event in Las Vegas for October, and Clarion moved their London affiliate event from February to April, well, the writing was really on the wall. One issue I already see, however, is that the London show is at the end of April now, while the Amsterdam show is in the middle of July. That's less than 3 months between shows. And from my perspective, I'm not at all certain that's enough time between events. People may feel like they have to choose one or the other. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. My friends at Clarion undoubtedly know more about this than I do. After all, putting on events is what they do. Lastly, the overregulation of the UK online gambling market continues, with the latest input coming from the Social Market Foundation, or SMF, who I had never heard of before yesterday. And all I can say is, oh, thank God, another British organization with something to contribute to this debate. After all, we cannot possibly have too many of these, right? This time, they're calling for a monthly £100 deposit limit for UK players. Sure, cowboy. Let me know how that works out. When those players are not allowed to deposit more than £100 and they head offshore straight into the arms of the gray and black market operators you claim you want to protect them from. Of course, I'm sure, absolutely certain, that the SMF has a plan to recuperate all the lost tax revenue when people can't deposit more than £100. Or will they just rely on the MPs who support gutting the gaming industry altogether to just raise taxes in other areas to make up for it? Yeah, well, let me tell you, that's gonna make some people really popular. This, my friends, is what happens when pandering meets self-righteousness. All logical processes of the brain are thrown out the window. So, hopefully I've pissed some people off. Hopefully I've given other people something to think about. So, I feel pretty good about this. Yeah. And with that, and God willing, see you on our next program. With the latest input coming from the Social Marketing Foundation, or the SMF, whom I had never heard of, but oh goody goody, yet another British organization with something to contribute to the yeah. Good stuff.